Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Vinu Anand at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulae for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such corporate stalwart on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Kaustubh Bhagwat. He possesses a remarkable track record of over 2 decades of guiding organizations towards prosperous growth and transformative success. As the visionary CEO of Accuweigh Automation and Solutions Private Limited, he has consistently demonstrated his prowess in synchronizing strategic direction with market dynamics and customer demands. His leadership has not only steered his companies towards increased revenue and operational efficiency, but has also enriched shareholder value. His multifaceted skill set extends to fostering exceptional interpersonal relationships and effective communication, making him adept at assembling and motivating high-performing teams. Moreover, his extensive 1.5-decade-long experience as a marketing head further and underscores his comprehensive understanding of the business landscape. So, Mr. Bhagwat, to begin with, could you let our viewers know in brief about your career journey so far?
So, first of all, thanks, Vinu, for inviting me on this esteemed platform and to give me an opportunity to interact with your viewers. It will be a great time ahead with you. Okay, so I did my engineering in mechanical in way back in 1999. I had some experience with a German MNC, which was into the packaging machine manufacturing business. It was a great technology at that time. They were using wonderful technologies to bring out a revolution in the packaging machine manufacturing landscape. So these were essentially the vertical form fill seal machines, which are used in a lot of packaging of snacks, foods, and other stuffs where you have these pouch filling and pouch packing. There, that is the place where I got exposure to the newer technologies, like the servo technology was fairly new at that time. The entire PLC and other stuffs were fairly developing in the early 2000s. And this is where I got a lot of exposure to the new technologies, the new market requirements, the new market landscape that it was developing. I worked around 3-4 years in that company, and in 2006, I founded this company by the name Accuweigh Automation and Solutions Private Limited. So we basically are into a lot of automation in conveying systems and post-packaging systems, end-of-line automation. We also do stuffs for assembly testing and inspection for auto components. So this is what we are engaged for last 17 years. I have seen the industry for almost two and a half decades now, and I could see there's a great difference in what it has been. It has evolved. The requirements have changed. The introduction of the IoT Industry 4.0, the introduction of the fast internet speeds have actually got things, the expectations of the customer to the next level. And for that, the big data handling, accuracy of the data, this all has a lot of newer techniques to evaluate the data using algorithms. everything has clubbed together to design a system and install and give customer a solution which can actually enhance their profitability, which can actually reduce their resource cost. So it's a great evolution that has happened, and I can see, India as a country where we are placed to offer solutions, and as a market as well. It's a great place. Great opportunities lie in front of us. But I have also seen that in the past 5 to 7 years, or maybe 8 years, there has been a drastic change in the speed of at which the evolution is happening, the speed at which the developments are happening, the speed at which the upgradation and updates are coming. And this has really put us right on our toes. You just cannot afford to stay back and rest even for a moment and let your competitors to take over you. So it's being actually a great opportunity in the market. At the same time, the challenge is how fast you can cope up with it. So this is what my journey has taught me till date. And overall, if you see, this is a good thing. The world expects a lot from us as a country. We have so much to offer in regards to the talent that we have, in regards to the technologies that we are evolving, in regards to the zeal of the people of the country that they are ready to work really around the clock to achieve their goals and targets. This is a great I can see this is a great place to work and a great opportunity, a great time to get into things and evolve into a lot of further business and profits overall. So it's a good time for businesses. It's good time for entrepreneurs to really sit together, brainstorm, find strategies, and it's now strategic development used to be a simultaneous activity which used to go at its own place. But I have seen in the past 5 7 years that strategic development has to be more accurate, more fast, and it really has to go ahead of times. And it's a full-time job now. You just cannot have minds in your board sitting together once in a year and finalizing your strategies. No, it's actually a full-time job. It has to be done around the clock, 24/7, around the year, and complete strategizing, planning, reviewing, improving. A lot of things has to go into it, and that actually demands a lot of resource planning. So this is what I have really learned throughout my journey.
Wow. So, what is your success mantra?
As I said, the speed of implementation. You can have plans, you can have strategies in place, everything is fine, but how fast you can implement it, how accurately you can implement it. Now, implementing any new thing is a challenge because it brings change in your organization, and handling that change, managing that change is really a challenge for the industry leaders. So the quick you do the change management, the accurately you do the change management, the more easily you penetrate your strategies into the lower strata of your organization. This is all going to help you for a better and accurate implementation. Of course, while strategizing things, the most important resource is the finance planning. So you can have great plans on paper, you can have uh, great ideas to implement. You can know you will actually the leaders know what they want, or what they want to do. But then when it comes to resource planning, when it comes to resource allocation, that is where you really need to be on your toes. It really has to be uh, check and balances has to be very very clear, so that the whole implement, because you conceive something on paper and actually when you start implementing, it can go in any direction, and that is where you have to control on the implementation, and the speed at which you implement. It's very important. If you can do this right, I think there's no competition in the market that can stop you. That's very clear.
Wow. Thank you for your inputs. Can you highlight a specific instance where you had to make a difficult decision as a leader? How did
Mhm.
you approach it, and what was the outcome?
Okay. So there are few times actually in the life of an entrepreneur that every day is a different day. There are a lot of decisions which are really difficult to make. And to strategize is one thing, but when you start implementing, every day is a new surprise. Now, for us, we are in the field of uh, projects. And when you say projects, every day is a new day for you. Every order that you have is it's a new ball game for you. It's not that you repetitively produce a product and you sell. So the background that I come from is really very tricky. You have to find solutions for your customers. And this is where the challenges comes. The customer, if he's not educated, it can lead to a lot of challenges. If he's overeducated, it leads to some different challenges. So to help customers to actually reach their goal and to help them achieve things is an everyday challenge. It's an everyday challenge. We conceptualize and we commit numbers. We don't commit installation of machines or lines. We actually commit numbers in case of their output and in regards of their profitability. Now, to help them achieve it is always very difficult because there are a lot of dynamics from the customer's end. There are a lot of dynamics from the implementation and from our side. And to have a sync of both of them, it's really challenging. So there are so many instances where we face challenge as entrepreneurs, where we face challenge as leaders, and we need to ride upon it. We need to take right decisions at right point. So a couple of projects, we face certain things that because you asked me about specific challenges, I would like to speak about specific things that I have faced. So there are certain things where you go wrong in your consideration, where you go wrong in your selection, where you go wrong in your overall roadmap to approach a specific project. Now, when you realize that something has gone wrong, you are way beyond your start line. To reverse things is something which is to be done in such a way that it controls damages for your organization, as well as it gives complete satisfaction and delight to your customer. Now, these are hard decisions at times because it involves cost beyond your budgets. You overrun the budgets for your projects. It involves a lot of resources. It involves a mindset, basically. It involves a mindset wherein you have to take that hard decision to help your customers get satisfied, to allow your employees to flex up their muscles and do something innovative, even if you know that this might pose you some bigger challenges. You have to take chances, and such situations needs to be handled with a very very calm and sound mind. At the same time, you just cannot allow the things to slip out of it. So in certain projects we did face these situations, and yes, there was a budget overrun, there was a cost overrun, but at the end of the day, we could achieve customer satisfaction, customer delight. And that is what is more important for you to remain sustainable in business. If that doesn't happen for any XYZ reason, it's not that it's one person's job. It's a complete mindset of the organization that has to approach in this way. Because see, when your organization keeps on growing, people add up and you have hundreds of different minds working together with different understanding and different ambitions, different goals, to synchronize them and bring them to a common platform is an everyday challenge for a leader. So the efficiently you do this, the efficiently you can handle those issues. Because what is the use of a leader if he cannot handle problems? So leader is there just because problems are there. So problems are a part of business. They will come. There will be issues, there will be challenges. You need to handle it with a calm mind. And at times, you really need to take decisions which can balance your organization's interest as well as, of course, the interest can also be short term and long term. The short term interest is that you want to protect your profits, the long term interest is that you want to protect the satisfaction of the customer, the delight of the customer. You have to retain the customer. You have to learn something out of those things. And this is what I feel is a very difficult task for a leader, to have a sync in the short term and long term goals of the organization, as well as to meet the expectations of the customer. Now, you just cannot flatter the customer, and just cannot keep on talking to the customer to pose your capabilities. You actually have to demonstrate it through your work. And to balance these things are challenges, and I think it takes time to understand how to find a midway, how to find an exact solution to such problems. And it comes through experience, but at the same time, you need to be very focused on what is your intention. If the intention is right, if the intention is there to settle, because many a times we say that customer first, but does it really mean? And if it has penetrated in your consciousness, it has penetrated in your mindset, and if you can take hard decisions to help the customer first, rather than uh, achieving short-term goals for your organization, I think that helps you in the long run. But again, it has to be said. You cannot just leave your organization starving without short-term profits, and look towards your long-term goals. So these are some challenges that the entrepreneurs always face, and you need to have a clear uh, think tank, a clear group of leaders who can uh, help you in such critical situations.
Thank you for sharing your experience and knowledge for our viewers. So, how and when did you develop an interest in ESG and corporate governance?
So, around a decade back, I never used to do stock investment or stock trading. But around a decade back, I found some interest in these activities, and I started learning how does the capital markets work. Now, when that happened, I also started learning that there are certain things that the corporate governance can resolve, basically. Because I have seen a lot of cases happening. We all hear a lot of cases happening in the market, wherein the promoters or the uh, chairperson and the directors of the company, they misuse certain things, or they abuse certain powers, and they put the stakeholders at complete stake. So this is where the government also started speaking about corporate governance. Corporate governance. I could hear these uh, words a lot: corporate governance, social responsibility, environment protection, this and that. But then it really found my interest when I could see that it can help the capital access. When you have a good corporate governance, it can help you to access the capital in a much better way, if you can really establish your credibility. So I started learning more in depth about it. Where does the whole leadership go wrong in such cases? And I found a very wonderful thing. I'll tell you, it's not about your knowledge, it's not about your intelligence, it's not about your willingness to work. It's about your mind, how you control your mind, how you control your stupendous desires, your ambitions. It's not wrong to have ambitions and desires, but ambitions going in wrong way, we have seen that they really crush the organization to a level that it can never stand on. So the leaders really have to be uh, extremely aware of what they are trying to expect out of their business. See, things will come around, but things done in a wrong way will uh, destroy you. And this is where the leaders really need a lot of training on the mental aspect, on the level of the consciousness. Because corporate governance and social responsibility and environmental protection, this is all related to your consciousness. You can stamp them down under your shoe just for the wants of profits. You can do that, but that will be short term. And time and again, we have learned these things. That will be short term. So this will help us in the long term if we protect our environment, if we have certain social responsibilities in place as business owners, as the profit centers of the world, if we can contribute to the world back, and as we are using the capital of the public, if we can really think for them rather than just being self-centered for your own wants and for your own desires and ambitions, this helps a lot in the long term, which we have seen good companies have good kind of corporate governance practices. I mean, you can see companies doing well even after 100, years, and they have confidence of the investors. Of course, they will not give you returns as lofty as the others can do, but when they give returns, it's steady. So they have the confidence of the investors. That's the main thing. So if you have confidence of the investors, if you have confidence of the public, if you have confidence of the consumers that your product is safe, it's not done with wrong practices, it helps the environment, you help the society with the profits that you earn from the consumers. This all, it really uh, creates a good sentiment in the market, and automatically the brand value of the product increases. So this is a long-term game, but I saw that the results are solid. So this is where I was really interested in studying what exactly is these things, and these are wonderful. If you can implement it with a right perspective and with a long-term plan, it can take your organization to multiple levels. There's no doubt about it. So this is where, for past decade, when I was studying these aspects, because uh, lately, if you see, business was only about making profits. You have seen so many business leaders; they have destroyed shareholders' capital. They have destroyed their own uh, personal assets. They have destroyed companies. They have destroyed employees, and this has all come out just because they have disproportionate ambitions. And again, I can say having ambitions is not wrong, but you need to have a good implementable action plan in place. So there's a difference in these both in many of the cases. Now, why did this happen? Now, no leader would actually want to destroy his own enterprise, but things happen because you don't foresee certain threats on the path. You don't foresee certain uh, pitfalls on the path of your line of action. So that is where you need to have certain principles. You need to have certain strategies in place, which can help you to highlight the pitfalls, which can help you to highlight the challenges, which can help you to highlight the other crucial aspects on your path on time, and which can help you to rectify it. So when this was when I contemplated on these things, I thought that I need to study on the ESG part. And when I studied on the ESG part, I found that a lot of practices actually they go in line with what is required for the leaders. So this is where I developed an interest, and then I actually started studying it, and then I found yes, this will help, and this will resolve challenges as far as the concerns are there for which can bring businesses in problem.
Thank you for valuable inputs, sir. As an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
Okay. So again, I said uh, an ESG expert. As an ESG expert, you really need to be very vigilant. See, again, when you talk of an entrepreneur, he's not there to do business to um, to do charity or to help somebody else. He's there to do business for his own profits. So it's not that bringing an ESG expert to the table should be like he's resistive in each and every decision of the the business owner or the promoter or the board. So an ESG expert should actually find a viable and a sustainable solution, because sustainability is important for any venture. Could it be business? Could it be a relationship? Anything. It has to be sustainable. Now, when you talk about sustainability, it has to also be viable as far as the commercial aspect is concerned, the profitability is concerned. At the same time, it also should highlight the long-term pitfalls on the path of creating profits. So the synchronization of both, because I, being an entrepreneur for almost 17 years, I can understand the challenges the entrepreneurs face. Now, when you talk about ESG, implementing it is really good. But there are certain challenges the organizations face, that it is not really practical at times to find quick solutions, off-the-shelf solutions. So you need to curate certain solutions for your situations. So having experience for almost 17 years in doing things, facing failures, facing challenges, finding out ways and means to get out of it, uh, I think a person who actually claims that he's an ESG expert, he needs to create a balance between the promoter's interest and the shareholder's interest. And this is where I really want to fit into.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Um, as someone working closely with technology, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with the changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, and Web 3.0?
So these are great technologies, and I'm sure in the coming, I won't say even a decade, you can see in next 3, 4, 5 years itself that it's going to change the entire landscape. All those enterprises working in the 90s or 2000s, if they are not aware of all these terms, I think they are going to get outdated. So these are the technologies which is going to create a revolution. Now, what has happened, I'll tell you, the speed, even the government of India is working a lot on the logistics part. The speed at which people are demanding things, your customer is demanding, the consumer is demanding, is insane. You can see online deliveries going intraday, online deliveries going one day. So the speed at which things have to be done. Now, there are two things. You can do things speedily, but if you don't have the right technologies in place, you will end up creating hell of a mistakes which will kill your profitability. You will end up creating so many goof ups that it will eventually end up your profitability. You will slip into losses. At the same time, if you can achieve these speeds with the right technology, with the right products and systems in place, with the right processes in place, it can scale up your business as well as create a lot of profitability for you. So all these technologies like AI, ML, IoT, Industry 4.0, Web 3.0, I mean, these are revolutionary things. And I can see India is an infant as far as adaptation of these systems are concerned. Big organizations have started adopting these systems. Smaller or medium businesses are on the verge of, because these require resources. They don't come for free. These require resources. And the challenge that the smaller and medium business, though they have a good potential, is the capital to implement these systems. But I'm sure that in the very near future, this will get penetrated into the medium scale and the small scale industries as well. And these technologies will take India to the next level. I have no doubt about it. The next challenge that the industry is presently facing is uh, availability of good skilled manpower. This has been in every case, you can see wherever you need a lot of manpower getting involved. Now, there are two things. Either you give skills to the machine or you give skills to the men. It's very difficult to have skilled manpower. It's easy to train machines. So when it's easier to train machines, it's always a wise decision. It's always an easier decision to go with a trained machine than a trained man. Because to train a man and to retain it and to get efficiency out of it, big challenge. I'll tell you, big challenge. Now, again, if you see, will it create unemployment? No, it will not create unemployment because there are so many other avenues that the youth is getting attracted to. Now, we work in the mechanical industry and we finding challenges. The young engineers, they don't want to work with oil and grease anymore. So there are challenges, and the solution to these challenges is with these technologies. The more we adapted, the more we penetrated in the market, it's going to be a great tomorrow for us. And I'm not talking anywhere about decade or 2 or 3 in future. No, in next 4 or 5 years, you will see a great revolution coming in. Presently, also, you have a lot of things. COVID has changed the entire order we need to work. It has taught people how important it is to go digital. It has made those organizations sustainable who are evolving these technologies, because it all depends on what is the user base to help you to make things sustainable and affordable. So it has helped organizations to make the technology sustainable and affordable. It has helped the consumers to implement the technology because the cost has gone down fairly. Now we are talking online. I mean, I don't see anywhere 10 years down the line that this was really possible. So this has really happened after the advent of COVID. It was a blessing in disguise. Of course, there was a lot of damages also. But I think from the industry perspective, it has changed the order. And these technologies, if you don't know these words, you won't exist in future. That's the take.
So we need to move along with the technology. We have to keep upgrading ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Thank you. Thank you for your valuable inputs. We are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
Oh, it's a great task, actually. It's a great initiative because, knowledge can actually give you value only if it is shared. This is the only thing that grows by sharing. Nothing else grows by sharing. But the more you share your knowledge, the more you share your experience, this is where you can grow internally. This is where you can grow as a person. This is where you can help the society to grow. Because experiences cannot be had without creating a situation. And you cannot always create a situation for yourself and again keep reinventing the wheel. It's not possible. It's not sustainable. So it's always a great initiative for to create such a platform wherein the industry leaders can come together. They can share experiences. They can share ideas, and they can help each others to implement and make things better for everyone.
Thank you so much for your kind words. Great. It was fantastic conversing with you. And I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you so much, Kaustubh sir, for joining us today. Wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful day ahead, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vinu, for getting me on this platform. And it was great having a conversation with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.